there, B12 family. Welcome back. I gotta stop clapping. Makes a lot of noise. Today I wanted to just talk to you about clean eating, or as much as we can, versus processed and refined foods. I mentioned it a couple of times when I was talking about getting rid of the Halloween candy and when I was talking about the Lean Pack 90 starter for weight loss. I have a couple examples here. It was really hard for me to find examples in my pantry because we don't carry a lot of processed foods. We have canned and bagged and boxed foods, but we're very particular about what it is we're buying. We read ingredient. When I say we, my husband and I, we read ingredients on everything. If it's not a fresh fruit, fresh vegetable, or something like that, we are looking at the ingredient list. So, a couple of things about that. If you can, as much as possible, buy your fresh fruits and vegetables. You can also get the frozen fruits and vegetables. Those have been studied and proven to be just as, or sometimes even more nutritious than the fresh, because they freeze it when they pick it, when they harvest it, so it holds the nutrients. So your frozen fruits and vegetables are just as nutritious. There goes Jada again, wanting the attention. So she doesn't understand why I'm talking to myself and not to her. So, those are okay. Just don't get the ones that have the extra, butter and garlic, green beans, because that butter and garlic is the added calories, the added spices, the added, you don't know what's added because it's other natural flavors. You don't know what that natural flavors is. So those are the things that I just wanted to kind of show you, brief you on, talk to you about. There's also, I was just reading an article about the discussion/controversy of organic. I know there's a lot of us who are trying to be organic shopping because we have this idea that it is healthier, it is better. I don't look at it as it has better nutrients, because studies are showing that organic fruits and vegetables do not have better nutrients than the non-organic. What I was thinking was it didn't have all the pesticides on it, because pesticides can leak through the skins even. So like on a banana, where you're going to peel the skin and eat the banana itself, the pesticides can still seep through the skin and still reach the actual fruit that you're eating. So we try to buy organic whenever we can, so we're not getting the pesticides. Well, the article I was reading is showing that even the organic farmers are using a form of pesticides. They're just not as harsh as the non-organic farmers. But because they're not as harsh, they have to use double the amount. So you're still getting chemicals on our foods. And that's not something I realized. So now I'm kind of going back and forth on, okay, is the organic as good now? Is it really helping? So number one, make sure you are washing all your fruits and vegetables. I mean, it doesn't matter, organic, non-organic, make sure you are washing them well. Get the little brush and take care of that. Farmers markets, your local farmers, if you can even do a little planter out on your patio, if you live in an apartment, you can get those little planters and just put something out there and try to grow your own as much as possible. That's really how we're going to get back to nature as much as we can. Okay, so over that, so things I just want you to look for: buy fresh, or not just fresh, but whole foods. Clean eating. Get what is recognizable. So some things I want to show you when it comes in packages are oats. We love oatmeal. It's great for your cholesterol. It's a great fiber, great filler, and it helps keeps you full until lunchtime. We get the old-fashioned ones, you know, where it takes 5 minutes to cook. It's not that big of a deal standing there 5 minutes stirring. What I wanted to show you though was the ingredients list. Let's see if the camera is reflecting the light there. It says 100% rolled oats. That's it. That's the ingredients. There's nothing else added. That's the type of stuff we look for. If there was anything else added on there, I want to be able to pronounce it. I want to recognize it. Like even potato chips. We don't deny ourselves potato chips. What we do though is we look for, it's a potato and it has the oil they fry it in and salt. And then, okay, we can take that. Here's I'm trying not to show you the name brand. A tomato sauce that it was probably an impulse buy on my part. I was probably walking past hungry and I'm like, ooh, that looks good, which is what I usually do. So ingredients: Italian plum tomatoes from Italy, San Marzano region. They could be lying to me about where it's actually from, but as long as it's just the plum tomatoes, that's really what I was happy about. Extra virgin olive oil, fresh onions, sea salt. I guess you probably want to see what I'm looking at. Fresh garlic, black pepper, spices, fresh basil. The spices, a little questionable that they're not actually telling me spices, and you know, unless they want to put secret recipe spices, I might have to question what is spices because I want to know what's in here. But again, very limited. You know, you kind of want to keep your ingredients list of 5 and under, but I know what they are. I can pronounce them. I recognize this, and it looks delicious. I want to eat it now. I'm hungry. Okay. Now here is a seasoning pack. Oh, I'm going to eat this. It's not healthy, but I'm going to eat it. It is a seasoning pack. I actually can pronounce all these ingredients, and I recognize all these ingredients. Still really not the healthiest though, and here's the reason why. First ingredient. First ingredient means it's the most of the ingredient in here. So remember, when you are reading your ingredients, it goes in order of amount. The most is first, and it's listed by quantity. So the last thing listed is the least amount of the ingredient on there. So that's how the requirements by the USDA is supposed to be on here. Brown sugar. Brown sugar is the very first ingredient listed on here, which means the most of this package is sugar. And number 2 is salt. Now, while I do not have heart issues concerning high blood pressure, having a lot of salt is still not good. Ooh, yeah, this is 430 milligrams of sodium. That is 18% of a 2,000 calorie diet. This is way too much sodium. However, this is for barbecue pulled pork, by the way, in case you're wondering what it is. I'm totally going to eat this. Whether we put it on actual meat, we try to be plant-based as possible when it comes to meat. We'll probably put this on some sort of vegan meat, what I like to say, and have some sort of sandwich. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to be honest. I eat it. We cheat. We don't deny ourselves, because that's when you binge. What we do though is we limit. So if we have this, let's say we were to have this today, it would be another month before we would do something like this again, because we really want to limit that kind of process, that sugar, that salt that goes into our bodies. Okay, so that's really all I want to talk to you about, was just kind of, so let's start reading those labels. Let's start paying attention to ingredients. Start looking for five ingredients and under. If it's got that big long paragraph, put it back, move on, look for something else. Get something that's a little less processed. You can still get the bag of chips, just get the ones that are plain and not the barbecue. Don't get the Cheetos, just get the plain Ruffles. You know, just start making those little choices like that, and you will actually start to see a difference. You're going to start to feel a little better. Okay? Thank you for turning in, and we will see you next time.